Hello my dawning sausages once more, and we're well into the dawning event now, and the dust has settled on how the grind is going to play out. So there's loads to go over in this video, from masterworking the oven and whether or not you should do it, cookie recipes, and an essence of dawning farm that's huge, brilliant and easy to do. So let's go and have a look at this year's Destiny holiday themed extravaganza. Now the first thing I want to do is talk about Evas Oven. Steady on. Now the oven stores all the cookie recipes that you discover. You can just click on their icon instead of laboriously going through changing each ingredient at a time. Now then, if you've participated in previous dawnings, you've probably got a wodge of recipes already in there. But there are 5 new ones to add to the cookbook, and they are the etheric cold snaps for old Varix, which is shitting powder and electric flavour. Blueberry crumblers, a great name considering blueberry as Shohan is for showing all the blueberries how to start Destiny. Yes, well that's ether cane and bullet spray. Then you've got the bittersweet biscotti for a twisted, backstabbing, nice chum on the tangled shore called Crow. That's dark ether cane and balanced flavours. For our resident bandit who steals our money, old Tess Everest, we've got the bright dusted snowballs. That's shit-in powder and multifaceted flavours. And then of course we've got one more for Granny Eva, a classic butter cookie. What else, eh? Now once you've discovered all the recipes, then you have the option to masterwork Evas Oven. Now you've got a decision to make really, because if you masterwork the oven, you will decrease the amount of essence of dawning it takes to bake a cookie down from 15 essence to 10, which is really good, a substantial saving on your shopping list. But masterworking also takes away your ability to freely mix the ingredients. Now you see, if you create a recipe that isn't on the menu, then you end up with what's called burnt edge transits. Now these crappy little burnt cookies are only fit for gits, and what's the biggest git we can all think of? Yes, Master Rahul. So you go and give those burnt edge transits to Master Gitface, and in return he will refund your essence of dawning, which is 15 at that time, and you'll also get 1 spirit of dawning. Now we're collecting this for the community quest, and we also need it to complete the quest to upgrade our Starfarer ship. Now if you do want to know all about the dawning spirit, then I've done a separate video about it in detail, so you can go and have a look at that here, and I'll also link it at the end in a card. Now a lot of people say this is a good way to farm the dawning spirit, because you only need 15 essence of dawning to create the first cookie, and then you'll always get that refunded, and you'll also earn 1 dawning spirit each time, but of course you'll need the random ingredients too. However, what this does do, unfortunately, is turn the game into a horrendous chore that stops you having any fun. So you will get some dawning spirit, but not really enough to worry about. Just enjoy playing the game, baking cookies, and you'll earn plenty of the stuff, particularly if you turn in your bounties and so on, and do the missions. Now, if you concentrate on completing the "and to all a good flight" quest for upgrading the new Starfarer ship, the last stage of that unlocks the ability for us to earn dawning spirit every time an ingredient drops. So I'd recommend that's what you concentrate on. Have fun, for goodness sake, because it is a game after all, and that's what it's all about, innit? Okay, let's move on to essence of dawning. Now this is the thing that you'll be constantly running out of, because you need it in every cookie recipe that you bake. Now there are faster methods of earning this than others, so just to have a look at the best ones first of all before I tell you about a great farm for it. Now if you play solo, like a lot of me, like me, you'll be looking to join in match-made activities for your best returns, so completing Vanguard playlist strikes will drop between 10 and 15 essence, and also the Nightfall ordeal. I play this on Heroic, because you do get extra rewards at the end as well, but you can also play it on Adept too. It dropped between 15 and 17 essence of dawning. Now how quick you farm the essence here totally depends on the strike. If it's the Lake of Shadows strike that drops in one of the playlists, then you'll be done nice and quick. But if it's the Corrupted strike, or like this week's Nightfall ordeal, which is the Scarlet Keep, it's going to take for bloody ever. So swings and roundabouts really on the strike front. Gambit and Crucible also give you similar returns between 10 to 15 essence of dawning as well. Running a normal strike directly from the director is crap and only gives you about between 5 and 8. The other worthwhile activity to consider are the legendary Lost Sectors, because you do get 17 essence from each run of those. But if you're a Billy No Mates like me and play solo quite a lot, it's going to take you a lot longer, maybe about 10-15 minutes to do each sector, whereas if you're running with a fire team, then it's only going to take you a few minutes to do it. So it's a lot more time efficient to do it in a group. For me, however, the best farm has to be the Wrathborn hunts. Now, to make the best of these, you first of all need to make sure you have a tier 2 Wrathborn hunt set up. Now, the reason for this is that a tier 2 hunt gives you 15 essence, while a standard hunt only gives you 10. So make sure you've got the tier 2 set up. And just in case you don't know how to set up a tier 2, you need to have something socketed into the strong mod slot. That's the last mod slot on the end. Sometimes you may have to socket a blank in the second one in order to get the third one installed, because you can't put 2 armor mods, for example, in one lure, so just be aware of that. The hunt I keep running is the Savic hunt. That's the first one on the list there, and that's the one based in the Tangled Shore. Now, you can pretty much destroy her within a couple of minutes if you've got a hard-hitting supercharged and ready to go. And if you don't have a supercharged, don't worry, you can always place down a raid banner at the beginning of the final encounter. But, of course, this could get expensive in the long run if you're doing a big session of farming these Wrathborn hunts. So just be aware you don't skint yourself to death. Right, here comes the juicy infinite farm I was telling you about. Now, you know with your Cryptolith lure, you have to have charges in it, and you've got to do other events to charge it up. Now, they have increased the amount of charges you can hold from 3 to 5, and they've also increased the speed at which the lure charges. But this method means you'll only ever need 1 charge. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to start a tier 2 Wrathborn hunt as normal. You need to complete the first section where the servitor appears, or whatever Wrathborn hunt you've picked, and then you follow the disgusting farty trail to the different section, and then you find another little Cryptolith, you click on that one, and then you start the main hunt. The screen goes black, you can tell there's a loading screen. Now, you've got the crusty hive bits there which stop you from getting in, but this part is where you need to go in and reset your lure. So go into your lure screen and click reset, and it'll clear out everything within the lure, but you will still be in the mission. And crucially, you'll retain the charge that you used to get the mission started. Brilliant, eh? Then you just follow the mission as normal, kill the baddie at the end, and then you'll get your 15 Essence of Dawning, minus, of course, any rewards because you've cleared out your Cryptolith. Now, this is really quick to do. I did it for about 10-12 minutes, and I already got myself 50 Essence. So this is the fastest and most painless way to get as much essence as you like, and you don't have to keep on charging that bloody lure, which is marvellous. The only drawback, of course, is that you don't get any extra rewards, but bollocks to that, we're doing cookies, aren't we, governor? And if you've masterworked your oven as well, of course, it's only going to take you 10 essence, which is pretty good. So I've earned myself 5 quick cookie cooks there without too much bother. Now, I want to give a shout out to Jickles, who's the guy on the Reddit post who brought this to everyone's attention, so I'll stick a link in the description below for you to go and have a squiz at. Now, the only other thing really left to cover is getting the ingredients. Now, you've got 2 types. The first drop from killing any Destiny enemies, Hive, Scorn, whatever, and the second type drops from how you kill them, so submachine gun kills, sharp flavor from sword kills, super kills, null kills, and all that kind of thing. But there is a big element of RNG to all this, but killing them in larger groups does guarantee you more frequent drops. So, for example, events like the Blind Well on the Dreaming City is good, as it has a high concentration of enemies killed in various ways depending on what you're after. The thing to remember here is, though, that you only need to bake specific cookies for the 2 quest lines. And outside of those 2 quest lines, any cookies will do for completing weekly bounties and getting the Dawning Spirit rewards. So the recipe I've been making is the Bright Dusted Snowballs for Tess Everest. Now, the reason why I've picked that is because you've got shit-in powder, which means you can get loads of stuff from Hive, and of course that's Thrall, and then in a big group, so that drops more frequently than the others. But there's also the multifaceted flavours. Now, that comes from multi-kills, and if you've got a weapon like the Trinity Ghoul bow, which chains lightning to people so you get multi-kills a lot easier, or if you've got the Risk Runner, and let's face it, we should all have the Risk Runner because you can get it by completing the new introductory mission on the Cosmodrome with Shaw Han. If you haven't started that yet because you're all a veteran player, you can just pick that up actually from the abandoned missions kiosk next door to the post office. Well, anyway, that's a great way for getting multi-kills, and then coupled with the Wrathborn hunt farm, you're going to be getting shed loads of cookies stuck in and getting your weekly bounties no problem at all. If you know of any decent farms that I haven't mentioned here, drop me a comment below. That would be really handy so we can share it with all our sausages. And if you did like the video and it's your first time here, a subscribe would be fantastic, and click the notification bell so you can get my garbage dropped in your lap when I pop one out. Thank you so much for watching, have a happy dawning, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage out.